For some time now, people who do a lot of work with drapery have been asking for the system to be able to calculate the workroom deductions required for the drapery. For this to happen, we've had to make extensive changes to the way the track data is stored and calculated. In order to do this, there are several associations in the data that needs to be set up. This data association will need to be set up by you, the user. Drape and Blind software will not be setting up this data as part of the master file updates, as it is different for every user. The system needs to be able to associate one or more tracks to a specific treatment style, and then allow the user to enter the deductions for that combination of track and treatment style. The deductions may be different for a face fix, top fix, or inside fit. There will be two videos. The first will show how tracks are now entered into the system, and the second will cover the association of tracks to treatment styles. Over the next few weeks, we ask you to closely check the profitability of your quotes before sending the quotes out to customers. Do not just check the track profitability, but the profitability of manufacturing, the fabric costs, and the installation. Changes to this version have been extensive, so please ensure you perform these checks to ensure you remain profitable. If you find anything out of the ordinary, please notify us immediately. Okay, let's now go in and have a look at how we set up the tracks. So under Master Files, under Track Costs, we select our supplier, just we would have done in the past, clicking OK, and now we can see that this screen looks considerably different to what you have seen in the past. We can select a track up here and you can see the track details and the costs associated with that track. This is a double track, so we can see the deductions for face fix and lining. If we were to go to a single track, we can see the deductions here that we can associate with this track. Now this is a broad brush version of it, of the deductions. This is saying that whatever curtain style you use this track on, these are the deductions that will be made. So in here, for example, you could type in -10, -20, and -15. So these deductions here would be made if you associated this track to a pinch pleat, or a knife pleat, or a pencil pleat, or a box pleat. It's saying we don't care, these deductions will be made. In the next video, we will show you how you can associate treatment styles to specific tracks, which then makes this far more targeted. So some people may be happy to do it at this level, other people will want to do it further down so it's more specific to each curtain that gets made. Let's just quickly go through how we can set up a new track here. So I'll just copy this here to make it easier for me to type in. So I can do a new track here, and I can key in the new name and call this a 578. And now we have here the costs associated with that. I can say my increments are 100 just for the sake of setting up this video, and the costs increased by $10, and the meter cost is going to be $50. And now I can copy, 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 copy. So if you were manually setting up track costs, here's a way that you can do it relatively quickly and set up those deductions. And again, in here, you would key in those deductions you required for the track costs. You can add a new cost simply by clicking on here and keying in 3100, saying this is $400, and the markups there. Most of this is quite similar to what you would have used in the previous track data entry. So you can copy those entries in here and see the values that you've entered. You can delete costs here. You can do bulk copies, which is going to copy this whole price list to another price list. You can delete all of the track and all of the costs. Update costs by a percentage or a dollar value. And the components, these are rarely used, but some people put in bits and pieces that they want to add on to a track when they sell that track. So those additional items would then get added into against each track when it gets sold. So that's pretty much it for setting up tracks and track costs and the deductions associated with those different fitting styles for a particular track. The next video will go over how we can now associate these tracks to curtain treatment styles.